Hello and welcome everyone. This is game 3 between Fs.Passion spawning as the undead green. What? No, I think that's... I've been taking French, you see. And you would say undead green, I think, is how... Or green... No, I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea. Never mind. Ignore me. This is the green undead Fashion spawning in the top left versus his teammate, the red orc, Spiral, spawning in the bottom right. Now, this is game 3. However, this is currently going to be the second game that I have on my channel. Between the series, I cannot get the first game in the series to load. It really is driving me nuts. I've tried everything that I can do. It's really unfortunate. Now, another thing is that my computers have been having some overheating issues, and I've been trying to fix that. Hopefully, as soon as I get a can of air, I can fix it pretty much for another several months. So I'm not... It's just dust clogging up the fan. That's all it is. And I took it apart and tried to clean it out manually. I didn't do it. The very first test recording I did, after I did that, it's still overheated. But I just got through a 30-minute recording and it didn't overheat. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this replay as well. Now, this is a map called Fertile Creek. There's a good chance you've never seen it before. So what I'm going to do is... you'll already have seen this, but at the start of this video, I'm going to have pretty much a simple, quick introduction to the map, and I'll just go through a couple of different things. Originally, I did that map on Last Refuge on one of the games. I don't remember who. I think it might have been DKH Rain versus RVS Game 1, where I kind of did a little kind of a joke thing, but I kind of think it was a good idea for maps that you guys might not have seen. So... And this is definitely one of those maps that I think a lot of people might not have seen, so I'll go ahead and do that so you just have an idea. And this time I'll put more effort into it. Then it was just kind of a joke. So, but this time you'll hopefully. This is odd because you're probably like, why are you talking about this? We already saw it. But yeah, I don't know. So we have the Blade Master out here. He's chasing this acolyte with his grunts. The shop's coming up late, pretty much what he did last game. And over here we can see the Death Knight coming out. Chasing, just getting across this map, and here we can see there's going to be this Tome of Relics. We got your it's not quite a standard Fiends build, but it is look like it's going to go into Fiends. I think this is a Ted Fiends build. I didn't quite look at it closely enough. I was a little too busy jammering on, so that's my bad there. But here we do see this peon is going to go down, giving him 25 experience. It looks like, yeah, he should be just fine because, yep, indeed he is. And here we can see the Blade Master over here creeping over here, getting a Circlet of Nobility from this creep spawn right there that he go ahead and kill. And it's nice to go ahead and do that. And so here we can see there is going to be a little bit of damage going off onto this shop. If he had gotten here faster, he could have probably canceled that shop. But I don't know how much faster he really could have got here. And still had skeletons. You need both of those. So this map might just be too long for the undead to really get here in time for that shop timing right there. Now with maybe a later shop, he would have been able to cancel that, as you can see. But whatever the case, now you can see some grunts are what's taking damage now from these skeletons. And now it looks like it's going to be the Blade Master, who is actually dusted at this point. He's going to get a coil toss his direction, probably as soon as he decides to start casting a healing salve. Let's see, is that going to happen? Not at all. Looks like Fs.Passion is perfectly content with trying to take out this Voodoo Lounge and running a skeleton in here and try to cancel some salves, rather than using coils to cancel salves. Not a bad idea either. Not a bad idea at all. And now we can see these two peons are being forced to come up in here. And we're going to have essentially a little bit of grunt blocking this Death Knight as he tries to run over here to do something to this Blade Master to buy some time. But over here we can see that the undead is teching right now. And he is on his way, slightly faster tech than the orc. Looks like he went ahead and picked off one of those peons. We're going to be able to take off the second peon. That's pretty good for him. Killing those peons, while it means that they're not going to having enough wood at this point, wasting some wood right here with this cancel on that burrow. And here we can see that peon is going to go down right there, and that's going to be 50 experience additional for him. So that does put him up to 75, because he did also go ahead and pick off the scout peon. So that is 75 experience. A ton of damage going off onto this shop, and it looks like Spiral is not too happy. I don't know what he says right now, but I feel like he's saying something in German. I don't think he's German, but he might be. I don't know. But that looked kind of German to me. So if anybody knows, you can put it in the comments. I kind of feel like he's calling his opponent here his team. I feel like they have like nicknames for each other in the teams, and this is me making all this up, but I'm just guessing. I'm essentially guessing that they're calling each other wet noodles, because that's an insult, I believe, in Britain, France, maybe, Germany. I've been told, you know, that's the translation, is wet noodle. I feel like the words are really harsh in the language. Now, saying this, it does make me kind of realize I've probably been lied to. doesn't actually make any sense. Oh, whatever. We'll go back to the game. The Blade Master is creeping. And he's just going to go ahead and get a Potion of Invulnerability. That's nice. That's a good 15-second potion. So as you can see, Potion of Invulnerability, 15 seconds long. That's a pretty big advantage to have in a fight. Whenever you're in a fight and you have this sort of an advantage of 15 seconds where a hero that is doing as much damage as the Blade Master cannot be attacked, cannot be slowed down, essentially has star power from Mario, you know. That's pretty good to have. So I really don't need to stress it, but getting that item, it's a pretty big deal. So I was trying not to say pretty big deal. I keep saying, I noticed that's one of the things I keep saying, oh, that's a pretty big deal. I'm trying not to do that, and so I thought I was going to do it, and I avoided it the first time, and then the second time, it hit me, it snuck up on me. I wasn't expecting it to come out of my mouth, and then it did. But, over here we have Passion creeping, and he is going to maybe get intercepted by the Orc. However, it looks like the Orc is going to make a pit stop, pick up.
Player's forces are under attack.
I don't know. Did he just pick up Boots of Speed? I don't know if he just. I think he might have. I don't know. He did something. He went over to that shop, right? He went to the shop. That's what he did. We're looking over here for the undead. The undead is on the other part of the map. Sorry, bro. You almost had it, but wrong castle there. So here we do see this is going to be a tier 2 undead right now, just going ahead and got his lich out, going ahead throwing down his slaughterhouse as well. Here we can see this confrontation is about to happen. Here we can see that Shadow Hunter just comes out. We do have the bestiary going up. That's all we see right now for the Orc. Here we do see that the Blade Master does go ahead and open up on a Fiend. We're going to see a Frost Armor going onto that Fiend, and the Fiend getting coiled, but it's only a level 1 coil, so it's not doing a whole lot. And the Fiend has unfortunately been ensnared by the creeps, and they're going to go down. So that's, or no, I'm sorry, it was ensnared by the Ice Troll Trapper that Spiral bought. He bought it from a mercenary camp. I'm not sure where that happened at, but we'll find that out here in just a second. Probably right down there, I think. Here you see a grunt goes down. That Spiral, that Trapper is still alive, and he just has that cooldown. He's essentially a raider that is ranged. It's a pretty scary unit, actually. So that is that. Now we can see that the. We can see one of these fiends is hexed and it has frost armor on it. Or it's a ghoul actually, and it's going to go down anyway. This fight not really going too well for either player. They're both losing a fair amount. I would say that this is probably better for the Orc at this point, however. He does have a level 3 Blade Master. And so he is doing really a lot of damage right here. He did just pretty much obliterate the undead army. And we can see, of course, that the Orc was able to at least get away that unit. So, this unit's going to be able to get away probably as well. Indeed. So many hexes. So many hexes. It's so many hexes. It's ridiculous. The Lich is taking some damage, being forced to really run away at this shop, and it looks like almost getting a surround off on the Shadow Hunter, not quite getting it. Having to just run away from this Blade Master is really frustrating, but he does go ahead. It's not too bad when he's slowed down like that, so it's also probably a little bit frustrating to be chasing when you're slowed like that. But you run into an undead base, you know, you get what you want. If the undead runs into the undead base, he can expect a little bit of privacy, but not against this here undead. This Orc, he's just saying, I'll run right in, and you know what? I don't care. I don't care, because that's just the way this Orc does it. You know, it's Spiral. So yeah. You can see his Blade Master is over here, and the undead, yes indeed, is going to be in to pull out this creep over here so he can fight it safely in his base. I say safely, as you can see, the Orc has been in here violating the undead. We do see a statue being trapped, and we do see that Blade Master going ahead and opening up on that Acolyte right there. He's going to be able to keep the Acolyte alive. It looks like he will. It's really nice to go ahead and do that. Really good response time from this undead to go ahead and do that almost immediately as soon as that Blade Master broke onto it. So essentially what happened was it was like that. It was a snap, you know. The Blade Master attacked that Acolyte and he got the hell out of there. So really nicely done by Passion. And here you can see that there is a Fiend pulling this army out at the same time while all that other stuff was going on. He was also not really delaying his creeping at all, just going ahead and doing that. So he's going to go ahead and pick up Sentry Wards, and here we can see he's probably going to drop one. Yes, indeed, he does drop one, and we do have a little bit of damage going off onto the statue. He's been ensnared, unfortunately. Lots of damage going off on this Blade Master. However, he does still have that Potion of Invulnerability. Will he go ahead and die? No, he won't die to coils or novas or whatever. We don't have a novas, actually. He's level 1. He does go ahead and get surrounded. He doesn't have enough mana to get out of this round. He's going to go ahead and get surrounded by this Fiend again. Yes, indeed. So he might just go down right here. We can still see yet another surround going off if that does die as well from this Fiend, who is trying to eagerly run in there, and it's going to happen. Yes, indeed. So the Blade Master is going to go down. Very, very nicely done by Passion. Absolutely amazing play right there. He did lose a couple of units, but well worth it to take down that level 3 Blade Master. because otherwise that Blade Master would have just continued to be a big pain in his rump, and as it is, he's going to be able to force the Orc away, and it's going to be really, really expensive to Tavern revive that Blade Master, and so I think it was definitely well worth it. You get a ton of experience for level 3 hero, and really just awesome, and he does have his orb now, so he's going to really not need those fiends quite as much for defending just while he creeps close to his base. But we'll see what happens, and then we can see the undead, or I'm sorry, the Orc is over here creeping this, and there's, of course, that's the mercenary camp. Just wanted to double check that. And yeah, this isn't a hard creep at all, and really none of these creeps right through here are hard, but apparently they're spamming this for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why they're spamming that so hard. Observer's being silly, but he does go ahead and pick up a potion of greater healing, 500 HP. It's a pretty good item. This is a really cool spot that I like. I like this spot on this map. It's just cool. I love just the way this ramp kind of works. You know, it just looks awesome. Look at this. It's a hill. It goes down. The hill goes down into a ramp. So it's like a little valley. Like if it was raining right now, water would be collecting right here. That's just, I don't know why, but I think that's awesome. And to top it off, you know, the water's not going to drain away this way towards that house. No, there's a big rock stopping it, so it's just going to be like collecting right there. And that's going to turn into ice because there's snow, so it's cold. That's what I think is cool. We do see a grunt going down, and Coil Nova, essentially one of the grunts goes down, and the Nova goes off onto this guy. And he might go ahead and kill this one as well. Yes, indeed. Does go ahead and kill off a third grunt, and that's pretty nice. 2 coils, 2 grunts. So, and then a Nova killing the other grunt with some focus fire. So that's really nicely done. We do have that potion of greater healing has gone onto the Blade Master. He's also managed to pick up an Orb of Lightning, which means he is now tier 3. We do see a TP coming out from the Undead, and he's going to lose a Fiend as he TPs out. So we can see this is a tier 3 Orc. He's just now going ahead and beginning to research his reinforced defenses, which will turn these from heavy armor into fortified armor, which is pretty nice against everything except siege armor, except siege damage. Yeah, any kind of siege damage on your burrows is pretty weak until you get that upgrade, so it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off, but for the most part, it's a good trade-off, you know, so usually it's pretty good. Sometimes you might not want to get that if you're doing certain things with towers and you're dealing with like meat wagons or something, but for the most part, you're going to want to get that. It's a pretty good upgrade. Now, I do see Altar of Darkness. Let's see. Yeah. We do see, sorry, Dreadlord is what I don't know, I lost my train of thought there. We see the Dreadlord coming out for the Undead for the third hero. Not the what's it called? Not the Crypt Lord, which Dreadlord's a pretty cool third hero, and it's cool to see the variation, because you normally don't see as much variation. We can see it looks like the Destroyer is going to go ahead and morph into a Destroyer, actually. I should have called it a statue. But here we do see it's going to go ahead and happen, and lots of damage going off on this Blade Master. The Blade Master actually gets Coil Nova down before he can use his Greater Healing Potion. Unfortunate, and that's going to allow him to go ahead and get a free Raider right there. As you can see, went for the Healing Wave and didn't get the Raider in nick of time before it went down. Unfortunate. We can see this Kodo Beast may very well end up being surrounded and killed. It's a possibility. Looks like it won't be surrounded. Of course, Kodo Beasts are one unit that when you surround, they can just kind of chomp their way out. They're like, whoa. And then they just walk away. So not really the fastest unit either, but you see the Blade Master has been Tavern revived, and we can see that this is going to be a fight now. Going ahead and finishing off that Kodo Beast would be pretty good, because it is going to give the War Drum War, which is essentially going to increase everyone's attack speed. Here we can see a sleep going off immediately onto the Dreadlord, a mana potion being passed from the Dreadlord on over to the Death Knight. Now we might see a sleep happen onto the Shadowhunter. However, the Shadowhunter doesn't have any mana anyway. So not a huge issue. This Blade Master is going to go down, and that's game 3, folks. So, yeah, Passion won. That's not spoiling it, because it's game 3. Just so we're aware, it's game 3. So whoever won this one obviously won the best of 3. So that's game 3. Not nearly as entertaining as game 2, but I thought it was still pretty good, and hopefully you guys did as well. So if you want to check out game 2 and you haven't watched it, then you can go ahead and click right here. There'll be an annotation that'll take you right back to that game. And tomorrow is Zotac, guys, so I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. I don't think I'll be able to bring as many games as I did. I brought 9 last week at Zotac, brought 9 games. But that was because my roommate was out all day. It was the day after his 21st birthday, and he was like out with his family and stuff, so he was gone like all day long, giving me like all day to record. And of course, what would happen? YouTube would go down for me. There was like for like an hour and a half, like all my videos that I had uploaded on YouTube, it was like, nope, these don't exist. And I was like, what? All my videos are gone. No. So that was a little bit scary last time that happened. And then I had lots of other issues, but so that wasted like 4 hours of my day total, all in all, between the various issues I ran into last Zotac. But I shouldn't have any issues this Zotac. And so, because I'm going to, come hell or high water, get one of those cans of air tonight, just to make absolute sure that my computer does not overheat tomorrow. And also, today, I want to go ahead and give a little bit of an announcement, guys. You might not be interested in this, and you might, but I'm also working right now on some WoW Machinima, which I think is pretty fun. I like WoW Machinima. I want to tell some stories, and we'll see. You guys, I know this is the Warcraft channel-ish, but because I've been putting so much Warcrafty content, and I don't intend to stop with that, just so everyone knows. My goal is to eventually have one game a day, except on Saturdays where I can get more games. And occasionally, it depends on the length of the games, of course. But, I mean, so probably somewhere around 20 minutes of casted footage a day is kind of what I'm shooting for, but every day. So it's something very consistent. And we'll see how that works out in the future. But I also want to do things like WoW Machinima. I want to tell stories, so we'll see how that goes. But just wanted to let you guys give a little heads up. So when you see that WoW Machinima popping up on the channel, probably within the next couple of weeks. So I guess this is kind of an early announcement. I'm hoping to get it done a lot sooner than that, but we'll see. We'll see how many complications I run into, because it's the first time I'm going to really be going at that. So I have no idea why I'm still talking. So I'll see you guys next time.